Good morning, my dear students of class 5. Welcome back to my e-learning class. In the previous class, I've asked you to complete exercise number E. Now today we will be discussing the answers. Now first of all, I'm very sorry to say that I don't have a board over here, nor I am having the book. Just I have managed to get some or collect some of the photos of your book, that means the pages of the answers of which I will be just discussing with you, or the part that I will be discussing with you. Those photos I have just managed to collect, and those are there in my this another mobile. From there only I have to just discuss the answers today and carry on with the next part of the chapter. So I'm very sorry for this, and I hope that you will be cooperating with me. Now exercise number E, the question was like this, that change these groups of words into meaningful sentences by adding some words to them. Now these answers I have already asked you to complete it by yourself. Now these answers, it is not mandatory that they must be matching with me. You can also just write some answers of your own. It does not matter. Only thing you must be very careful about, that it must be meaningful. That means all the answers must be meaningful. Now according to me, the first answer will be like this. The teachers are very happy, or the teachers are very busy. It is just a statement sentence or assertive sentence. Sorry. The next one is command. Switch on the television or switch on the fan. Number 3, it must be framed into an interrogative sentence. I can write like this way. Where is your song? Question mark. Achha. Number 4, there are many buildings near around my house, or you can just make it a short one also if you want. There are many ants moving around. Number 5, my father was very happy. Number 6, it must be also a question. When did you complete your work? And number 7, it must also be a command. So try to avoid stepping out from home, or try to avoid junk food. Full stop. So these are answers, as I have already said you, that it is not mandatory that it must be matching with my answers. You can write also the answers of your own, but it must be meaningful. The answers must be meaningful. Now let us switch over to the next part, that is exercise number 8. You can see that put in full stops where necessary. Circle the letters that should be capital. It is very easy. You just complete it by yourself at home. Now we will come to number G, kinds of sentences. It is very important. Now there are some kinds of sentences that we will be learning in this chapter. The first one will be like assertive sentence. What do you mean by assertive sentence? The sentences or the sentence which states something or which informs something is known as statement sentence or assertive sentence. You can see the definition here. A sentence that says or states something is called an assertive or declarative sentence. So just let me read it again. A sentence that says or states something is called an assertive or declarative sentence. That means a sentence which states something, which informs something. It does not question, it does not order, it does not give any sort of command. That is assertive sentence or declarative sentence, or in many other books you can just find it. It is written like a statement sentence. Next is there imperative sentence. Imperative sentence means a sentence which commands, which instructs, which orders. It can also request or it can also advise. That is imperative sentence. Now let us read the definition of imperative sentence from the book. A sentence that expresses a command, a request or an advice is called an imperative sentence. So expresses a command, a request or an advice. Now, before this one, I have missed this, the interrogative sentence. It is also there. Actually, the book I am not having in my hand. It is a big problem for me. I will try to just arrange the book so that it becomes convenient both for you and for me. So, this one, a sentence that asks a question is called a question or an interrogative sentence. So, this is known as interrogative sentence. What do you mean by interrogative sentence? A sentence which asks, which questions. Now remember one thing, this declarative sentence or assertive sentence, it must be completed using a full stop. That means it must end in a full stop or with a full stop. Now the interrogative sentence, it must get completed with the question mark. And this imperative sentence, it must also get completed with a full stop. So this assertive sentence or declarative sentence and the imperative sentence. These two types of sentences, they must get completed with full stop. And the interrogative sentence must get completed with a question mark. Now, another is there, that is exclamatory sentence. What do you mean by exclamatory sentence? A sentence which expresses our sudden emotion, astonishment, surprise, our fear, that is known as exclamatory sentence. Let us read the definition from the book. I am just reading it from the mobile as I am having the photo in my mobile. A sentence that expresses a strong feeling is called an exclamatory sentence. Just let us read these examples. How beautiful the rainbow is. It is a matter of astonishment, getting surprised looking at the beauty. Then what a silly mistake I made. That means I am just getting such disheartened that what sort of mistake I have made. How nice of you. That means I'm just showing some sort of gratefulness might be, or I'm just appreciating somebody, but in a exclamatory manner. That means I'm just showing my astonishment, I'm showing my emotion, my strong feeling. Because as the definition reads, it is like a sentence that expresses a strong feeling is called an exclamatory sentence. We put a mark of exclamation at the end of an exclamatory sentence. So it is very important that these exclamatory sentences, they must get completed with a mark of exclamation. The mark of exclamation, you know, it is already given in your book. This type of sentences, they must get completed with the mark of exclamation or exclamatory mark. Now, or mark of exclamation, better to say mark of exclamation. Now today we have just read about these 4 types of sentences. Sitting at home, you will read all this properly. You will try to remember the definition along with the examples. Now the examples for this assertive sentence I have not read because it's quite easy, you know, that the sun rises in the east. It is not given in your book, but this is I am saying of my own. Then on my own. Then I go to the school every day. He is very honest. They could not attend the meeting. These are the different types of assertive or declarative sentences, examples of. Now interrogative sentences, the examples you can follow from your book. Are you feeling hungry? When did you come? Who is knocking at the door? Then there is examples of imperative sentences which are given in your book. Be quiet. Give me some milk, please. Revise your lessons in time. And exclamatory sentences, examples I have read. So you will read all this properly at home. and you will try to remember them. In my next video, that means in my next class, when I will be just taking your next class, we will be proceed, or we will just move to the next part of the chapter. Till then, stay at home and study properly. Bye.